Good evening, I'm Tips Mahoy, and this is ArthIntel Evening Edition. Coming up, at Olympics-like event, Chinese robots smash athletic records set by humans, including Usain Bolt's 100-meter sprint time. Canada to impose retaliatory tariffs on U.S. sectors. Jihadists slaughter and kidnap dozens during Friday prayers in Nigeria for not practicing true Islam. That, plus a check of the weather across the country. We begin tonight with the top stories from around the world. Chinese humanoid robots stole the show in Beijing, with organizers saying one machine ran the 100 meters in 9.39 seconds, faster than Usain Bolt's 2009 world record of 9.58 seconds. Another robot cleared 2.88 meters in the standing high jump, topping the human record of 2.45 meters. Both record-setting robots came from Beijing-based X-Humanoid, and more than 2,000 robots from 16 countries took part in the 5-day World Humanoid Robot Games. The event comes amid rising U.S.-China tension over the technology, after the FCC last month banned imports of new Chinese-made humanoid robots, citing national security concerns. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada will impose retaliatory tariffs on the United States starting September 8, matching President Trump's new 50% tariffs, dollar for dollar. The move follows failed trade talks, with Trump's duties hitting about U.S. $20 billion of Canadian exports across sectors like wine, furniture, dairy, and hockey equipment. Carney says Canada's countermeasures will target U.S. steel, dairy, appliances, agricultural equipment, pulp and paper, and electronics, with details to follow this week. Carney says the U.S. had proposed last-minute terms he called uneconomic, unfair, while U.S. Trade Representative Jamison Greer says no new talks are currently planned. Jihadist militants attacked worshippers during Friday prayers in central Nigeria, killing and kidnapping an unknown number of people in the village of Binzi in Niger State. A survivor, Jibril Ahmad, said the attackers told villagers they were being targeted for not practicing the true teachings of Islam. Separately, police say armed men abducted more than 60 worshippers from a mosque in the Borgu area, though officials say no lives were lost in that raid. The attacks come amid a 17-year jihadist insurgency in Nigeria, and just weeks after 163 kidnapped Nigerians were freed from militant captivity. Now to the political stories making news this evening. Your website should make you money, most don't. Toolbox Development builds sites that actually rank on Google and turn visitors into calls. No contracts. Find them at toolboxdevelopment.net. House Majority Whip Tom Emmer says Minnesota Gov. Tim Walz's order blocking copper-nickel mining near the boundary waters will empower China and Russia while killing union jobs on the Iron Range. In an interview with Breitbart News, Emmer accused the outgoing governor of acting out of spite, arguing the U.S. has stronger environmental standards than the countries that would fill the mining gap. Walz signed Executive Order 2016 this week, directing state agencies to halt permitting and leasing for non-ferrous mining in the Rainy River Headwaters watershed, and to review 38 existing leases, including one held by Twin Metals. The move follows Congress's April repeal of a 20-year federal mining ban in the area, and comes as Walz has dropped his 2026 re-election bid amid a social services fraud scandal. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has suspended trade talks with the United States and moved to retaliate after what he called last-minute demands from the Trump administration that were unfair and uneconomic. Carney says the U.S. asked too much and offered too little, while U.S. Trade Representative Jamison Greer blamed new demands and walkbacks by Canada. The dispute threatens deep economic pain on both sides. Canada sends about 70% of its exports to the U.S., and American wine exports to Canada have already fallen 78% amid provincial boycotts. Carney says the decision is in Canada's best interest, declaring, "Canada is strong, Canada is ready, Canada is united." President Trump is threatening to sue the Center for American Progress unless the left-leaning think tank retracts a report challenging his claims about National Guard deployments cutting crime. According to the group's July 13 analysis, the deployments had no measurable effect on violent crime trends, and violent crime was already declining before troops arrived. Trump's attorney gave the nonprofit until Friday to retract or face a $5 billion lawsuit, the center refused. CAP's CEO, Neera Tanden, called the threat a transparent attempt to silence us, while the group's general counsel called the defamation claim utterly absurd. President Trump has ordered a substantial reduction of the annual U.S.-South Korea Ulchi Freedom Shield exercise, calling it costly and totally inappropriate and hostile in a Truth Social post. The drill, which used about 21,000 troops last year, is going ahead this week, but officials have not said exactly what's being cut. Shortly after Trump's announcement, North Korea fired roughly 10 short-range ballistic missiles into its eastern waters. New Pew polling cited in the report shows South Korean confidence in the U.S. as a reliable partner has dropped sharply, from 83% in 2022 to 57% this year. And now, today's top stories from the world of sports. This spot is available. ArthIntel reaches a daily news audience on the Evening Edition and across ArthIntel.com. To advertise with us, visit ArthIntel.com. Noche UFC has a new main event after Yair Rodriguez was forced out of his featherweight bout with Gene Silva due to injury. Jose Delgado steps in as the replacement, bringing a 12-2 record and a 4-1 mark inside the octagon after wins over Andre Fili and Austin Bashi this year. Silva, ranked number 6 at featherweight, is coming off a decision win over Arnold Allen after suffering his first UFC loss to a Diego Lopes spinning backfist. The SEP 12 card also includes a heavyweight clash between Waldo Cortsacosta and Curtis Blades, plus Manon Fiorot taking on former champion Alexa Grasso. Alabama's quarterback battle is over. Sources tell CBS Sports' Matt Zenitz that sophomore Keelon Russell will be named the Crimson Tide's starting quarterback, beating out senior Austin Mack. Russell, the program's highest-rated quarterback signee ever, surpassing even Bryce Young, threw for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns in limited action last season and is a former National Gatorade Player of the Year out of Texas. Alabama, ranked number 13 in the preseason, opens the season September 5th at home against East Carolina. And finally, here's a look at temperatures across the country right now. It's hottest in Phoenix at 112 degrees, while Boston is the coolest spot on the board this evening at 67. That's ArthIntel Evening Edition for now 9 stories coast to coast. I'm Tips Mahoy for ArthIntel Signal Over Noise. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a signal. For all the latest headlines, check out ArthIntel.com.